it came to pass shortly before my 13th birthday that I was sick, and my mom is a nurse, so she can attend to medical issues, health issues at home. And I had a drip on my hands, and the time was 12 midnight because I had a clock right on my face. That was the last thing I saw. The next time my consciousness was revived, I was in heaven. Now, there were 4 angels that were there high up into the heavens, and I was told that that was the day I was supposed to die. But those angels that I was introduced to were the personnel that fought the battle for my liberty. And while I stood in the heavens, I was shown a valley from where we were standing. And we looked down into the valley, and there were people that were just marching into hell. We stood for a long time, and I was wondering why we were standing there until I saw my cousin on the line heading towards hell. Then I became interested. What can we do anything about what is going on here? And that was when it was revealed to me that I was called to be a preacher of the gospel. Now, I was confused, because if God was calling me to be a preacher of the gospel, why didn't he create me with the ability to be able to speak? That was my...
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. But that my question provoked an angel, the angel that was standing to my right side, and that angel stopped reading the scroll of the details of my destiny, folded the scroll, struck me with the scroll, and screamed. Now, what that scream will sound like is what human beings called thunder. And it was during that scream that I found myself back in my mortal body, and it was 8:00 a.m. So the flight was from 12 midnight, and the next time I looked at the clock, it was 8 a.m. So in human time, it was like 8 hours. That was the encounter. That was the beginning of the miracle that led to the restoration of my ability to speak.
After watching your father die, what happened inside of you?
My dad was a great leader. He was highly intellectual. He was considered to be a very wise man. And he was a philanthropist. From the extraction, from my personal tribal extraction, in our district, I could say he was the most significant person. So many people looked up to him, and we were honored that he was our dad. So, yeah, we were a Christian family. We pray every day, all the normal things that Christians do, we did. But we were also witnesses of the fact that at some point he got attacked in his health, and the attack was raging. And he was in that state of sickness for about 11 years. And eventually when he passed, I knew that, yes, we were saved, but we did not know God. And that loss was the trigger that pushed me into my adventure to seek out God. I had the determination that I'm going to go seek God, and if I don't find him, I will not come back.
Even with those experiences of going to heaven?
Yeah, because we prayed as much as we believed prayer should be offered. But you see, his passing revealed that we had a measured expression of our experience of God, and that measured expression was not strong enough to avert the darkness that was afflicting our father. So I went on a search for God, which will lead me to a fasted life.
A mountain filled with witchcraft? Most believers would avoid such a place. Arome walked right into it. What happened?
Well, we had a crusade campaign in this very rural community. And when I say very rural community, that's where Satan dwells. The infrastructure of the kingdom of darkness has places where it has not been untouched. Where it has been untouched, it has not been troubled, it has not been shaken. That's what I'm talking about. So we went there for a crusade campaign. We sent out posters, publicity materials to let the people know we were coming with the message of Jesus. So according to our schedule, the meeting was supposed to start 5 p.m. And we arrived at the place by 4 p.m. And we had sent intercessors ahead of us before we showed up. When we showed up by 4 p.m., the whole place was dry. There was nobody. So we found someone and asked them if they were not aware of our crusade. They said they are aware, but they are farmers. They are on their farms now. They will come back by 6:30. They will eat, prepare food, eat, take their bath, and they'll start checking our crusade ground maybe by 8:30. They are not sure they'll be interested, but they'll start checking us out maybe by 8:30. And I asked God, so Lord, what are we going to be doing all this time? We have too much time. Then he said, visit the shrine of the city. The shrine? Yes. So I got my interpreter and we began to climb the mountain. When we arrived at the mountain, the priest was 100 years old. At the time, I was 36.
This was a demonic shrine.
A demonic shrine. Not, it has 22 altars. I've forgotten the names of the gods. I would have mentioned them. So I was 36 then. I'm 49 now. He was 100 years old and full of life. So we got to the place.
Full of demonic life.
We got to the place. He was singing a strange song, something like praise and worship. And when we got to the place, his mood changed. Then he asked us, what are we doing here? So I told my interpreter to tell him we have come in peace. I guess he noticed that the demons that he was singing to and dancing to before we came were no longer available. So, and for a spiritual person in that context, it would mean that there's a situation of warfare. Somebody came with something that has displaced his own stronghold. He was quite angry with us and all of that. Then I said, hey, okay, we call them charms. I know you may not know what charms are. Okay, so it's a collocation, it's a physical instrument that serves as a warehouse of demons. And a lot of demonic technology is used to produce it. So I told him that he had an iron box under his bed at home with a charm that is supposed to protect him.
How did you know that?
No, it was
Revealed?
It was revealed to me. And that the box had been there for 13 years, but yet he has a chest problem that his demons have not been able to heal. When I said that, he now gave me a small seat and said, I think we need to have a discussion. Before we knew it, some old men like him also came into the shrine. So I now began to speak about Jesus. You know, what Simeon said when he came to the temple, that his child is for the rise and the fall of men, and it shall be a sign that many shall speak against. So I began to speak to him about Jesus, that Jesus will be the reason why people will rise, and yet Jesus will be the reason why people will fall. That anyone that rejects him will fall, and those that accept him will rise. Now, I didn't know that while I was preaching, he was checking his spiritual instruments to see if his powers were still present. I didn't know that. But at the end of my 20-25 minutes gospel message, he discovered that he was empty of power. So when I gave the altar call, he hesitated a little. The other elders that came to were empty of power, but I didn't know that at the time. Gave the altar call, they saw that whatever I brought with me to that place was stronger than all the 22 altars that they have served for all their lives. And that was how I led them to Christ. After leading them to Christ, I asked them to renounce all the altars. That was where they mentioned the names of the gods and renounced all the altars. Now, this time interval was sufficient time for our crusade to start. So it was a way to while away time in the most profitable way.
Well, so they're out of power, the demonic. The crusade starts, but how many people did you have there?
Okay, so they refused to sit on our seats. They were hanging around the place because they are not spiritual novices. They have their own powers too. So when we came down from the mountain to join the crusade, the first thing that happened was during the praise and worship time, a crippled man began to walk. Nobody prayed for him. No evangelist preached anything. He just
got up and started
walking. So when that miracle took place, the people now started coming closer. So there were two such people that one was on a wheelchair, he stood up and he began to walk. Then another one had crutches, he didn't need them anymore. So, and it's a village of witches. So the people responsible for afflicting those people that could now walk, they were present on the field. And they ran away from the crusade ground. We had to pursue. We pursued those people, ministered deliverance to them, brought them back to the crusade ground, and the whole village gave their life to Christ.
Well, I think about that little boy who was born with the inability to speak. If he could see us today, Aromi, what would you tell him?
I will tell him that God is omnipotent. There is no situation that you find yourself that God cannot turn your situation around. When God sees you, maybe in your shortcomings, in your challenges, in your problems, if only your eyes are open to know that He is in custody of all power, then you will know that your condition is temporal.